Just gonna answer a few questions on this video. So I've been asked before about my gaming experience and how I got into mobile gaming. So start off with, let me lower the volume down a little bit here. I was never really a mobile player until I got married. I know that sounds funny, but it's the truth. I became a mobile player when we had more arguments about who was on the TV longer and time being spent, that kind of conversation. And late at night, no, I shouldn't say late, more like 6 o'clock-ish when we're both getting off work, me and my wife, and we spend time together. Her idea of spending time is snuggling and watching her favorite show, and that's quality time, and that's her love language. That's something that she enjoys doing. So we came to the conclusion of back and forth negotiations about the TV, because that's what a good marriage is about, is negotiating, trying to find ground that you both can stand on and say, instead of being a chauvinistic pig and says, no, I'm going to do this, and you either suck it up or you can go cry or leave. So, sorry, got a little bit too invested in my thoughts there. But I really don't like it when I should say partners don't work with each other or attempt to find middle ground with one another on their quote-unquote / addictions or needs in life, which I would classify some of your needs as addictions because it's something you want or desire that you have to have. And in this case, my wife, love language is something that makes her feel like she's wanted or needed, or something that she needs personally as an individual. Now, every woman is different in these love languages and what they require, or what they even consider to be quote-unquote love. Like some women are acts of service, like when you work for them, when you do things for them, when you go out of your way to do something for them, that is sometimes their love language versus what my wife's is quality time. So when we got into some arguments about this TV, who got to play basically, did I get to play the Xbox or not, kind of a thing, and then we came down to, well, why don't I just give you an hour and a half here? But the thing is, I like games like Skyrim, Fallout 4, Fallout 3. I like these open world games where you can explore, adventure, Zelda, just immerse yourself in these games. And when you talk about an hour or two, I'm talking about just finally getting started in these games. And you got your organizing, categorizing, you got all these things you're working on in these games, and an hour and a half can go by in just moments. I mean, you can just feel like you're just getting started. So, ultimately, I figured out within like a couple months of our marriage that console games might not be for me. Now, as we get older, let's say I'm in my 50s, I could probably go back to it, to be very honest. It's when I'll probably honestly be able to start playing these things again like I used to, where she'll want to watch me and when she'll want to do that kind of stuff. So I started picking up mobile gaming about 15 years ago. So after I was married, I figured out mobile gaming was probably the best aspect. And I played a lot of different mobile games. I'm talking a massive amount of different games. And I was yearning and longing for Skyrim. I was yearning and longing for an experience like Fallout 3 or Fallout 4. And to say, it doesn't matter what MMO game that I played or found, it really didn't give me that experience. And I'm telling you, I've tried. I think I'm level 56 or 57 in the Google Play market as far as your level for the amount of different games you've played. That probably may not be a lot for some people, but it's a lot for me. And so I've tried all sorts of MMO games. I have some of them saved. I like lots of different kinds of games. I've tried Grand Summoning. I like Laos Claudia. There's a couple of games that I like. I'd go to my home screen if I wasn't driving and trying not to stay alive all at the same time. But yeah, so needless to say, this is my fair share of games that I really enjoy playing. And when I stumbled across Celtic Heroes years back, I was still really newbie. I'm talking about super newbie. I had joined the clan, that's when I joined Fingal, joined the clan Waikika Mukau early on, And I knew nothing about the game. I'm telling you, I might have been at level 180 something, but I knew nothing. I sold this drop that I traded for in the auction house, and they kicked me. And I was like, "Why'd you kick me?" They're like, "You sold you sold the boss drop." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know." And legitimately, I did not know. And it wasn't me trying to be a jerk or lie or naive. Well, no, I was naive. That's what that was. But I was just like so dumb in this game. And then they let me back in, and I was like, okay, I guess I can't sell these kind of drops here. So I sold one of these rings instead, with like skill rings. They're pretty crappy rings, to be honest. But I got kicked again. And I was like, "Bro, why'd you kick me?" And they're like, "You sold a clan drop." I'm like, "A boss drop." I'm like, "What do you?" I said, "Okay, I need to know what the list of boss drops are." They're like, "You can't honestly be this naive." And you know what? Honestly, I really was. And evidently, almost just about anything good worth wearing is considered a boss drop in this game. So I was literally screwed from head to toe. So yeah, that was my first beginning experiences of this game. And I was just so like, man, I was so newbie. And learning the game and their systems, and I just didn't quite work out for me for the first couple of years of Celtic Heroes. I stopped playing about 4 times, I think. About 4 times? Yeah. Because, just learning and understanding this game is a whole nother monster. That's like playing World of Warcraft or Chaos and Order, if you've ever played that game. It's a pretty amazing game. It's basically a knockoff, if not made by World of Warcraft. But, so it was like that experience, but I found this game to be a lot smoother. Even though I played Order and Chaos and maxed out my characters over there, it was a different experience. I liked it, but it just didn't hold on to me like Celtic Heroes did. Celtic Hero really just held on to me. And I really can't explain the addiction to it, but it's the way the game is built and made is completely unique and different. And there's a game called Dragon Age? No. It's made by One Touch Mobile as well. Dragon... Boy, I don't know. Anyway, games that are open, or basically monster hunting, where you summon and on the multi-system where you would draw cards, but instead of drawing cards, you drew monsters and you got to kill those monsters, and you collected and harvested their parts for weapons and armors, and you can mix and match your armor. It was a pretty sweet game. I even entered in their tournament styles for cash prizes and landed second place quite a few times. And I've never made it to first place because you had to team up with players, and for me, players were like Ukraine and Germany, and I'm America, and yeah, the time zones were so difficult to line up with everything. So when it came to mobile gaming, man, I don't want to say I'm a pro, but I can just start playing a mobile game and I can tell you straight up within like 10 minutes of getting past the tutorial whether this is a pay to win or free to play. Free to play are very friendly, but they still need their paying aspects to run the game and have its functionalities. So I don't view Celtic Heroes as pay to win at all. You can turn it into a pay to win for sure, and you can do well. You can basically buy out your server, like I've seen one dude do in Fingal just recently. XQC, or AKA Banished, bro, just buying like 2,000 chests every other day and literally buying out the server best items. I'm talking about this guy's got the apostate bracelets, banished bracelets, and this guy is new, freshly new to the game. And this guy completely bought out the server with everything good in it, with chests. So you can pay to win, and you will get there. Let me tell you that. I think this dude offered my buddy Valor I think it was 2,000 chests for his banished bracelets. One of them. So, you know, you can. But this game is so friendly. I keep coming back to it, and I keep playing it. It's because it's so immersive. So, I shouldn't say so immersive. I'm going to lie about that one. I'm going to take that back. It's not immersive. This game is really not immersive. Music's terrible. Absolutely dreadful music in this game. The immersion gets broken many times, I believe, I think I think they could do so much to this game just by adding, like, areas of effect, such as, like when you first start playing this game, up to, like, Otherworld, everything is so enormous. That's where the immersion stops, is after Otherworld for me. And it just becomes, all the cables are all the same in this area. Everything is generically the same, copy and paste throughout the texture, base, and everything. So don't get me wrong, I could criticize this game up and down and have justifiable reasons of doing so. I can critique, and, you know, it'd be right. I'd be right on these my critiquings. But, you know, that's not what this video is about. But I can do that. It's easy. I'm a long-term player who has the ability to say, yeah, guys, there's some things you need to fix here. And you know what? They do. But you know what? They are. So you know what? Patience. That's what I say. Patience. They're doing things. They're bringing players back to the game. They are doing new events. I know some people have some hard things to say against the recent Treasure Hunter event. Like, don't worry, I'm part of those critics. The 5 stars and 6 stars, that's ridiculous. They really need to do something about that. They need to do something a little bit more rewarding for the 5 to 6 stars that spawn so rarely. I mean, if you're going to make them that rare, but have them drop almost nothing every single time, let me just tell you, that's super lame, even for me. But, I digress. But they are working on things. They are adding things. They are putting money into this game. So I just ask if you guys can give them a break. Tell your old buddies about the updates they've given you. Because I didn't mean to get into this part here, but when you think about it, this Dino Treasure Hunter event was so amazing. So amazing. Think about it. You're getting Glee weapons, Shadow tier, if not a little higher, depending on what element drops for you. Like, I believe Cold Element / Winter is the best element that you can get for a dagger. I could do like 2,500 damage on it. That's amazing. But nonetheless, so it's like getting all of these weapons that a lot of these servers / secondary clans have no access to, have no ability to get. I'm talking about these guys are like, oh my god, this is a game changer. And it really is for a lot of these clans. The drops that were dropped here, those are game changers for these guys. If you're not in a dominant clan that's not already established, I moved here to Arwen, and this clan was already established. And they're great. A lot of their systems are unique. Was difficult to learn at first. But you know what? This clan is established. This clan is great. This clan is taking down things. But let's say if I was back in Fingal and we were in Blackfry, let's say. Blackfry, man, this event is hallelujah to them. This is like, oh my god, we can't even do the end game bosses, but this event will allow us to have a fighting chance at these end game bosses. So when I look at these events, I'm thinking they're amazing. They're giving these little guys a chance to compete on a higher level, which they will probably never have gotten the chance to. So I love this event. I think it's amazing. I think it's done so many things. It's brought so much life back to the servers with these events. You may not believe it, but it has brought back a lot of players, even on Arwen, that people are just trying to figure out, hey, what's going on? What's new? What's the drops look like? What are the weapon stats? Hey, let me buy that from you. You know, these old players are like, oh, this is great. I can get, I'm not talking about these like epic weapons. No, these are weapons that will get you to the next step. And that's what I see this as for these clans here. They're looking for weapons that will bring them to the next step. And this event, I definitely want to say that it's done that. Anyway, to the point, yeah, my mobile experience started with me getting married and me understanding what the needs of my wife were, and me saying, okay, we can fight about this and I'm probably going to win, but what status will this leave my marriage in? And so as I began to think about the probabilities, percentages, I ultimately ended up with the fact that it was just best for me to give it up and find a new source. And that's when mobile gaming came into play. So that's why I chose mobile gaming over it's not like I don't have Xbox, like love or desire to do more in it, because you can definitely do so much more with Xbox and as far as your gaming experience and your open world, or even PC. Because some of you might be thinking, oh, just go PC. But PC also takes the same amount of time as far as screen time right next to your spouse, while your phone is small and compact and doesn't illuminate as much light, or having to sit upright with the mouse and headset, or it requires so much less. So I wanted to at least answer those for the people who are like, man, just do it. Just do the PC. You know what? I'd love to. I really would. But I can't. When I started having kids, I moved my time slots for video games. I moved it to, first spend a couple hours with the kiddo and do some things that he would probably want to do. And then after that, I had more kids, and I'm at 4 kids under 8, 1 on the way. So I have 5 kids under the age of 8, with the wife, bringing in the single income. So now my gaming experience is, after they're asleep, I play. Because I've got things to do, I got things to take care of. Quote unquote, you're the man of the house, so you gotta take care of your house. And yes, my wife does help with a lot of that, but there's certain things she can't do that's where you come in. But anyway, so that's how my gaming experience and it has evolved since then. Like right now, I'm playing on my way home from work, and I'll probably won't turn on my phone until about 7 or 8 o'clock when my kids are asleep. So that's about where I'm at as far as my gaming experience goes. Because not only do I have to balance that out, I got to balance out my church life. I help out in security during Wednesdays and Sunday night churches. I'm also a teacher at church. I help out at the church sometimes when I can. So there's a lot of things that I do in my life that are so time consuming that you gotta balance it all, because at the same time, remember, you're setting an example for your kids. And you might be thinking, well, how is playing this game is setting an example? Teaching them that there's a time and a place. It's not that you can't enjoy these pleasures, it's just you got to find the time to do so where it doesn't affect your actual life or the people around you. So I thought I'd answer that. A couple of questions I got DM'd about. I'm on Discord with Hero with an O at the end, Hero with the space. But I'll probably just leave it on one of these videos. If you ever want to message me about an idea for a video, I'd be more than happy to do so. Answer a couple questions. I know I get plenty of those questions. So, anyway, thanks for watching. I know this isn't exactly like a how-to video, but more so a video on how I got started with mobile gaming and how I progressively proceed throughout, even with having a family and such things. Thanks for watching.